everybody's praised him.
Right, budget amendments, starting on page 1. Ms. Heather, you want to take off on that?
Yes, sir. First page, these are year-end. The amendments on pages 1 through 6 are actually all fiscal year 2023-24 amendments, or the current fiscal year amendments. First page for me is page 1. These are all line item transfers. Go through.
New money in any of them?
New money, no new money on any of them. Want me to move along? Okay, on page 2, these are also year-end amendments. I'll go through them quickly. The first one, just moving money into the sheriff's maintenance and repair. To offset that was had a large increase in their contract with prison board. In the second one, moving money, we had a few more autopsy costs here at year-end, so we're moving money into that from interest income. Third one, I'll speak to that. Let me come back to that one real quick at the end here. The fourth one is the alcohol and drug. That's the Jules settlement. This was a settlement that went into Fund 101, and then audit told us that that was supposed to go into Fund 141, so that's us putting it there to transfer it out. And the next one is the libraries. That is just simply donations they received for the bookmobile. And the last one is actually reversal of an amendment you all approved back in October, because I have it, you'll see later in the 24-25 amendments. Page 3, that is the drug control fund for me. That is just $10,000 revenue correction only. There's nothing, just line item transfer. So to go back to the EMS, that third amendment there, oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, that's in 24-25. The third amendment there, that is, that's simply an increase in the ambulance revenue to offset debt collections. The one I want to speak to is 24-25, I apologize. So any questions on either page 2 or 3? Page 4 is the highway department. So turn that over to them.
No new money, just moving the year-end money around, and
No new money.
no new money.
Nate? Look at the school next.
Schools, page 5 and 6.
This is not new money, does not impact the bottom line of the budget. This is just year-end movement to prepare for the audit.
And have any questions on that?
All line items.
Moving on. Heather, you want to go back?
You get, okay, page 7 through pages 12, these are budget amendments for the next fiscal year. The 24-25 budget has been actually, of course, we approved it back in late May, I'm sorry, and it has been approved by the state. So we're bringing amendments tonight. I've got some as well as the school. Page 7, I'll go through these. The first one here, this is donation funds. This is the large dispatch project in coordination with Sheriff's Office that we've been doing for close to $1 million. There's about $80,000 left in this year's budget from the donations, so just moving that into next year's budget. As well as we've got Fort Donelson's going to be giving us just under $6,000 for radio airtime payments, and that's in there too. The second one is the one I'm going to speak to last, if that's all right, because that has a separate page for it. The third one there is the Parks and Fair Boards. That is a large grant we have. That's Mayor's been talking about it for a little while now, the local parks recreation funding. We're just moving in initially the money that's coming from the ARPA funding and the LATCF, which is the tribal settlement funds, so that we can get going. We're going to be bidding that out for Great Administration Services in July, and then we'll start up on engineering services next. The fourth one on this is the one that you saw the reversal in 23-24. You had already approved it back in October, but it's not going to start up till July 1st, so I had to move it into 24-25. So to back up on the second one there, the EMS, this is the ambulance that had that accident on the weekend, on Sunday, where it was hit by a Dollar General truck. Totaled the vehicle. The appraiser had come out, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. We're still waiting. We're pretty confident it's going to be over $200,000, but we have to wait for the official word. So Greg has written up on page 9, emergency PO request. He's asking that the commission not wait due to the timeline when you bid these things out. The ambulance ambulance get built, they can take anywhere from 14 to 36 months. There is one that he has found. He did a lot of calling around to different locations, so he's asking if the commission would approve for us to go ahead and buy this one come July 1st. I could issue a PO if approved, and that one would be ready in September is the guideline. I can try to speak to questions on that. I know John Bumpus is here as well. If there's any
No, it
questions.
is a new ambulance or a
It is a complete new ambulance, not a remount. Yes, sir. And the one that was damaged was one of our new ones that, yeah, unfortunately, just bought last fall.
Just speaking, and spoke with Greg as early as yesterday afternoon. And insurance has, the adjuster has already came out and looked at ours. They have not given him a final quote on what they will be giving us. But we feel like it's gonna be fairly close to the price that we're wanting. And also, just in all fairness, we are not bound to take any first offer they send. And I talked to Greg and Tom both about it. So if this comes back something silly, then we'll just go into negotiations with them. I think it'll be very fair, to be honest, just so you guys know.
And that was one of the new ones.
It was 19,000 miles.
20,822 miles.
What's the mileage on the one that you're looking at? I mean, is it
It's new.
pretty new?
It's new.
New, okay.
moving it, and then we're buying it, it's pretty well in line with the old, the ambulance that was wrecked, not the same quality.
Well, and we knew everything. The old one that was wrecked had an old box on it that they, I think had been through the third time remount. Yeah, so it had already been through 3 remounts, and it was on the 4th one, so we'll be getting brand new everything. He even called a few places, but it was, I mean, this was the best deal he could find in the amount of time. So we got a couple of ambulance people we talked to didn't even give us a time on it, so.
So that was the one that called, that took 2 years to get here, but it.
He did call that place. Yeah. And Heather's already sent that through, up to CTAS also, and they give us a
Yeah,
favorable opinion.
Run the scenario through state audit CTS just to see that it could be an emergency PO, even though we wouldn't get it till September, but it's because of the ordering factor. The salesperson can't hold it unless we issue a PO, so that's where we are. Any questions on any items on page 7? Page 8, these, I'll go through real quick. The top one here, this is the broadband grant, another one I know the mayor's spoken to you about last year. It's a $100,000 grant, no match, no local funds. That should be coming through here very shortly. And then we have the libraries, that's just a small donation for memorial purchases of $700 that we're moving into her line items for supplies and materials. The third one, this was something that was approved in the 24-25 budget already. It was a $20K, we had it under contracted services for the fair that's gonna be going on in the fall. The mayor spoke to me, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to contribute that to the Chamber of Commerce so that they can deal with the logistics of all these small food trucks, vendors, instead of the county having to get into negotiating with all these small vendors. So that's what that is there.
So we're giving that to them, they're handling the
They're
work.
gonna handle, yeah. And then the last one is just a revenue reduction. We budgeted $20K for the MPG grant, came in slightly lower, so I'm going ahead and moving that down. Any questions on page 8? Page 9 is just that emergency PO verbiage from Greg. If approved tonight, then the mayor would sign off. Like I said, then I would wait till July 1st, and then we would issue a PO. Page 10, that is the other side of what you saw with the Parks and Rec grant. This is the money coming out of Fund 127. So that is that settlement funds and the ARPA funds, simply moving it out and into 101. And then page 11, we'll go back to the school.
The First Amendment is, it's a carryover from 24, it's, 24, FY 24. It's the train project that we started. This is the last remaining part of that. We're moving the money out of fund balance. We will get that money back through EESI. So it will not impact fund balance. The second one is a state grant, the ISM grant. We've got some vehicles that were ordered. They're not gonna be delivered until October, so we're going to, void the 24 PO, pull a new PO in 25 for the comptroller's, recommendation. The last one is the establishment of a benevolent fund. This is, Nancy Spires and Sidney Myers have spearheaded this. This is just a way to help, students and families when, they're in crisis. They'll be accepting donations. So it's, no money coming out of our budget directly, it's donation money.
And I believe Ms. Waller's next.
I had one amendment that I had made. I did not have the, 24-25 salary schedule when I did the budget before, so this is to adjust for that salary schedule.
Anybody have any questions on that?
Motion to approve.
Total thing? No question. Second. Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Next week,
We stand adjourned.
next